help, you piece of shit.
Good morning, everybody, and that includes the losers. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. I am welcoming you to April 30th, the final trading session of the month of April, with a lot on the line. Reputations and, expectations are all here for the last day of the month. And I'm showing you here the futures, which the Dow has just now gone green. We're still fractionally red over on the NASDAQ, fractionally. We're still down 7 points over on the ES. We're down about 20 points off of the highs from yesterday. And over here on the Russell 2000, we are dead flat as it sits here and trolls on its bear market minus 20% line. So, with that in place, let's get on to where we're at, because today, after the market closes, is the beginning of your big weight index names. Microsoft, Meta, Amazon, and Apple tomorrow. Today, get Caterpillar. You had Starbucks yesterday, where obviously, free refills on coffees aren't going down that good. And, here we are, because, again, when it comes down to the reputation talk, back on March 22nd, I started talking about April green month. You're getting a green month for the month of April. April is going to be green, and the reason why is because, like I'll show you, and I've discussed and shared how this is due. We'll know at 4 o'clock. We'll know, 11 and a half hours from when this is being done right here, this recording, whether or not we're getting a green month or a red month. Because, again, how I started you out with over the course of the weekend, no, this is yesterday. We don't want to be there. But over the weekend, talking about here, the week ending May 22, watch 55.97.53, being that for the SPX to be green for the month. Obviously, nice little cover photo there on the QQQ 465 calls that every single person had the opportunity to be involved with, which wound up going 1,500% last week. And then your graphic showing you the big earnings that are all coming out the course of this week. Next week, a little bit, not even as much as last week, and it's all over. There's your names. And again, talking about the green monthly candle. So we had a couple of problems. We had 4 green closes in a row going into Monday. We had the 50-day moving average, which is still continuing to move down aggressively. And the big Mag 5 names don't start trading or reporting until Wednesday after the close. So, you had all that. But again, new moon also here. We're in the window, closes tomorrow. And QQQ was already green going into the month. So on Monday, when we discussed, the red close, I saw all of you that traded it very well, the 55.30, 55.25s on Monday. And again, having put there on Monday, safer risk is in that cluster of resistance fibs, 55.50, 55.63. With yesterday being a complete repeat. Again, same thing. And the SPX had 7 consecutive green closes after the November OPEX heading into Thanksgiving. 7 in September off of the big September 6th bottom. 8 after the yen apocalypse back in August. 7, 4th of July. 6 back at the very beginning of January of 2024, where we put in new all-time highs. It's not illegal. It's not illegal to have green closes. Not illegal. There's no law about it. And yesterday, you got your green close. 6 in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And where are we? Well, first and foremost, something I have of a little bit of algorithm special interest is how we are now up once again, greater than 10% year over year. I'm just watching it only because of the reaction that we had back on April 2nd, where that's the day when tariffs came out after the market closed. We are down 0.66% as of the close on yesterday, April 29th. So we're fractionally there for that green close. We're fractionally there. And then you come over onto the spreads, and again, using the safer risk, which I had pointed out to you there right around 11:43 in the morning. You can get out of the risk trade right around break even, or you can endure the pain of watching this today because it is still the same. The safer risk is in that cluster of resistance fibs at 55.60, 55.50, 55.63. Where did you get to? You got to 55.71.95. Where did you close? You closed at 55.60. What's the upper end of that? 55.63. That is the reason why your 55.70, 55.65s at $2 ended up the day full credit. Now, we have had a few trades over the course of April, which, with the volatility of April, put a fucking gun against me. I hold me to it because it was so fucking volatile during the month of April. Yeah, I fucked up April 3 after the tariff thing. On the April 3 on the tariff thing, I fucked up. I got a failure. I got a fucking $3 bullish put credit spread. It didn't fucking work. And as of the course of the month, talking about a green month, the green month going to be closing 55.97.53, right above there for the month of April. Back on April 3, every opportunity in the world to get into the 5400, 5405 bullish put credit spread. On April 4 and on April 7, when we finally got minus 20%, 660 plus days without a minus 20%, and we spent 23 minutes in bear market territory, 50.74, 50.62, an abundance of opportunity to get into the 50.095, 5100 bullish put credits for April 30th. Same thing over here on your April 8th, on your April 9th, 54.50. Once again, having traded those 54.05, 54.10s for plethora of days, the 54.10, 54.05, the 54.05, 5400 bullish put credits for the month of, or for the date, April 30th. It's not rocket science. But because everybody was trying to get their $4, $4.50 fills for that 55.97, I cannot spoon feed you common sense. I can't do it. That's for you to be able to figure out on your own. But being able to trade where the money is, where we are at any point in any given time for that monthly candle, because again, Tim said back on March 22nd, April's going to be a green month. Well, right now I'm fucking wrong because we're down minus 0.66% for the month. And we've got 6 green closes in a row. QQQ is green on the month, up 1.76%. QQQ is where everything is. It always has been that it's always in QQQ. That is the reason why most of the calls that have been sent out for single legs have all been QQQ, because everything is inside the QQQ. The IWM still down on the month. But again, IWM, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green closes in a row. And we've covered this over here. The SPX, 7 consecutive. After that, 7, we had 8, we had 7, we had 6 back in January. A little bit of a warning because you're getting overbought on your daily. IWM had 6 back on MLK Day in January. He had 7 back in September after the big coming off of the September 11th sell down. I only go back to January 2023, but there again, a little bit overbought. And come over here onto your, I don't know if I put it on there, the QQQ. Again, right back to 471. A little bit overbought. So as we go into the trading session today, knowing that we have these big, massive names, all of which their PE, their price to earnings is a lot lower than where it was before. A lot of them are down into that wheelhouse at 20, 25. I still would not be expecting anything to be going to the downside. However, let's go look at the charts, because again, charts are what give you your answers. Showing you here a 20-day, which allows us to see the very beginning of the month of April, which began right here at 55.97, and we still have our gap unfilled from Trump's tariff tantrum. Right up there where we finished off, I think this is 56.67, 56.69. That's where the gap fills. We made a great progress to the upside after me calming everybody down when we came down to minus 20% and they all thought the world was over on how this was such a good buy opportunity. This is where we're at. come over here onto what we've been charting. And again, because we have been charting to get a move into that 50-day moving average, which is going to be a problem for an intraday break, you're going to have a problem with that 50-day moving average. It's easier if you gap up above it. And unfortunately, the big names don't report until after the market closes today. So that 56.13, where the 50-day moving average closed yesterday, will be lower today because it has been moving down aggressively. So you're in a bit of a pickle when it comes to expecting Tim to be right with this green month of April. You're in a little bit of a pickle here for that. Come back over here onto the SPX from the big view on the full moon. Zero question. Full moon bottom placed. Zero question. And with the new moon window closing tomorrow, May the 1st, I still stand by it that we're looking at a full moon top. That's where I sit. So once again, like I had mentioned a few times going back into the past, with this being 3 consecutive red months, you could see it back here, back in August when Israel invaded Gaza, back on October 27, 2023, you had 3 in a row. You had 3 in a row off of COVID. You know, you can go back a couple of years if you want to and go look at prior algorithms when big quantum computers didn't exist and manual investing was actually what moved the market. Go right ahead. The current place that we are trading right now, we have computers versus computers. That's why this is a video game. And you have 3 red months in a row. Like I said before, you want the perfect setup for the fucking bears? Close it green. Close the month green. Close it up there around that 56.30, 56.40 area. Close it right there. 2 red months in a row, the big one, and then another doji candle here for a green month, and that will have you set up sweating, not going back down to the 4800s during the month of May. Over on the QQQ, again, the tariff gap is 100% filled, complete, totally filled. Already green for the month over here on the QQQ, back up above that 471. Now you're trending into, okay, can we get this done? Can we get this done? And I hate to tell you, but that's where you're at right now. You're in this, oh shit, oh no, oh shit, oh no, oh shit, oh no. Okay, we got it. Oh, fuck. That's where you're at now. You're in this nobody knows shit area right here around this 480, 470 zone. That 10-point range right there, everybody's sitting there guessing. And like I shared for you, you're already getting a little bit overbought. Come over onto your DIA. I don't know why my chart's not full size, but DIA is the weakest of the weak links of the indexes, coming off of having almost gone minus 20% on its lows back when we sold off. Almost. Still the weak link. Very weak, not even coming close to taking out the highs back there on April 15th. And again, why I shared with you the calls that I am looking at on DIA, but I am not getting into them at the beginning of the week. And this is the reason why, is because very little to be there, and I've been watching the volume on them, and nobody's been buying them either. So I'm waiting for my dip on DIA. If it comes, I'll take the trade. IWM, because I have the moving averages for you here, the 200-day moving average, I'll go ahead and hide. The 100-day moving average, I'll go ahead and hide. The 400-day moving average, I will go ahead and hide. And here is your month of April, which started out here at 199.25. So again, same thing with the IWM, coming very, very near, very, very warning-ish of being overbought. I don't see a fantastic setup to be getting long onto anything. Instead, just waiting for the dip. So that's your SPX. So what I will leave you with, once again, is just a view where I'm using here on your SPX and your NDX. The SPX 1-hour time frame, and like we discussed, mentioned, said a couple of times, oh yeah, we've got ourselves a little bit of a sell divergence on the 1 hour. Well, this is now going, okay, for the better part of 5 days. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It's just something you see. You still need some reaction to give you an honest movement for it. Over here on your 4 hour, you're getting into that, okay, we're getting a little bit too bullish, but we're not there yet. Come on to your clean view, and as you can see here, you're not at that big 56.3873 yet. You're not at that 56.0376 yet, and you're not yet, until we open and we see where the 50-day moving average is, having had the death cross going back there, what was it, early part of the month, we're not yet to that 50-day moving average, which is moving down aggressively, as you can see there. Come on to your NDX, and again, looking at the 1 hour on the NDX with the QQQ having gone green on the month. Fractionally overbought, a little bit of a sell divergence, and then all of a sudden yesterday you get your little pop right there in the afternoon, which breaks out that sell divergence. Come over onto your 4 hour, and again, from an observation point of view as to your 4 hour, getting a little bit sloppy here, but again, nothing yet screaming and hollering on either set of directions, top or bottom, and having recovered your 50 retracement of the entire sell-off with the 50-day moving average just a couple of pennies up above you. You don't have your big earnings reporting until after the market closes today, so unfortunately today is going to be one of those you know what, I got this and I pushed this button and I'm sitting here on that and I don't know why this isn't working for me. And the reason is because everybody expects that green month of April. Everybody. Because everybody can already see what 3 red months means. I shared for you what 3 red months produces after you have a 3rd red month. So pray to whoever your God is, whoever's going to put white smoke out of the fucking chimney, pray to them that you get a red month. It'll make May that much easier for you. And as far as we go for today, looking at this from a 1 day, forget the full moon, which doesn't come out for another 3 weeks, the new moon window closing here in a couple of days, and if you don't study Nostradamus or anything to do with the Bradley cytograph, you really don't have any idea what we're talking about with that. Look at here, say, Tim said April was going to be a green month. And we'll just leave it at that.
Shut the fuck up. Shut all the way the fuck up until you reach the top of Shut Fuck Mountain, where there are no more fuck ups to shut.